Guys, this is Ethan Klein, realizing that he's sided with the people that have operated themselves with the antithesis of reality. He's now surprised that the group of people that he was doing that with are openly praising Hamas, openly praising a terrorist organization. Ethan Klein is having, his fallout is continuing with his previous podcast host, the demented low IQ psychopath HASAN. Dude, look at his face. It looks like he's been through some serious stuff. This is what denying reality looks like. Just compare this face to the people that he hates on. It's crazy.
HASAN's Discord, and what I saw in that Discord, HASAN's Discord, and what I saw in that Discord was universal, near universal praise.
Think about that. Near universal praise in a mainstream streamer's chat who's allowed on Twitch, praising Hamas.
Near universal, saying people deserved it.
Think about that. Innocent families. Can you imagine aligning yourself with someone who has a community that has unanimous support of a literal terrorist organization days after they committed the worst crimes against humanity we've seen probably since the Holocaust? Think about that. Gunning families down in their bedrooms. And HASAN's community supports that. It's despicable. It's beyond evil. But leftists are evil. They are dedicated to the inversion of morality. That's who they are. They are dedicated to evil. Children, women and children, old people, gunned down in their beds. Women kidnapped and worse. Dragged away. They're saying that they deserve that. This is what the left is infuriated by. You seeing them as the evil people that they are. They are frauds. You can see that they're frauds. And I'm getting so tired. I'm getting so tired of people not understanding that the left is evil. Marxism is evil. Marxism did this. When they were slandering Andrew Tate, it was exactly the same thing. You could see the hatred that they had for reality, the hatred they had for morality as they piled lie on top of lie on top of lie, reveling in the fact that not only were they lying, but that an innocent person was being persecuted. And you can see their faces, dude. Ethan looks destroyed. What's wrong with his face?
People near universally calling me a Zionist pig, fucking mass murdering genocidal freak.
See? They invert reality. They praise mass murdering terrorists and call you a mass murderer. It's deliberate. The inversion of reality is orchestrated and deliberate. It is an attack on objectivism because objectivism reveals them as incoherent. That is something that is intolerable to them.
And if you want to know the truth, that shit fucked me up seeing that Discord because it made me realize that
they don't care about the truth. They never cared about the truth. That's the reason you were able to find partnership in this. You were able to find demonic, gleeful partnership in slandering a man. Slandering a man that embodied all the ways that you're a failure. It's no coincidence that the people that went after Andrew Tate and lied about him the hardest are all the people who, compared to Andrew Tate, are losers in every single category. The freaks of society. The freaks of society have gone onto the left and made YouTube channels where they lament about how much they resent objective reality for judging them. That's what you're seeing. That's who they are. And so who do they go after? They go after the pinnacles of objective frameworks. They go after Elon Musk. He's impressive. He's objectively impressive and a genius, so we have to slander him. That's exactly what HASAN does. We have to go after Andrew Tate, objectively impressive, objectively masculine. That's exactly what they do. Every single pinnacle of objective achievement they hate. That's the same reason they hate capitalism, because they hate meritocracy, because they hate objective frameworks that allow them to measure impressiveness. Impressiveness in and of itself only exists when you're allowed to say, we live in a world with truth and objective frameworks, because without objective frameworks, you can't say that Elon Musk is more impressive than a homeless person. But leftists are so dedicated to the opposite of reality, they would actually say Elon Musk isn't more impressive than a homeless person because they deliberately attack and invert reality. And it's disgusting to see Ethan Klein, acting as though he's just realizing this when he's been trying to reap the counterfeit rewards of slandering countless people, of taking the side of anti-morality with these exact same people that he's saying are taking these anti-Israeli positions. And is it good that he's recognizing that he's been partnered with demonic demons? Yes. But he's been one himself, and he only recognizes it when the attack violates his conception of Marxist identity politics. I don't even think that he's upset that the anti-human, sadistic, psychopathic, narcissistic, evil creatures that celebrate what Hamas did. That's who they are. The only reason he's able to recognize them as who they are is because they went after a protected group in Marxism, whereas he should be able to condemn them based on the objective parameters of reality. But he's already distanced himself from those, as I explained earlier. It's not a coincidence. It's not like they just roll the dice and it landed face up on we're going to support evil. The reason they support evil is because it's the opposite of good. And if they accept that good exists and they accept that good judges them, and what do you have to accept if you accept that the good judges you? You have to accept that you're judged objectively speaking, which leads to the collapse of all of the incoherent beliefs of their ideology, which is Marxism.
A lot of these people are watching this show, and it frankly disturbed me.
He's starting to wake up that his audience is sadistic. I said this earlier, guys. His audience is made up of evil people. Compare the audience of Jordan Peterson to this. It's almost like they're a different species. It's almost like they're one side just wants to destroy everything. They're evil. They want to destroy everything. They're intellectual midgets, and they're unable to think. And then on the other side, there's a group of people that are actually concerned with the truth. They care about what's right. They want to better themselves. They want to understand the world. And they take steps to do that. One side just wants to dance in the flames of a crumbled humanity. They wish the death of humanity. And then on the other side, it's the inverse. It's good versus evil.
HASAN's Discord, and what I saw in that Discord was near universal praise for Hamas.
Think about that. The radical left has near universal praise for a terrorist organization. That's who they are when they think they're beyond the scope of scrutiny, when they think that the only other people around them are equally deranged, hate-filled, and evil people. And that's why they can have, as he said, near unanimous support for Hamas. And when they're called out on it, when they're exposed, nothing infuriates the radical left like that. So what do? They obfuscate, they deny reality, they invert reality, and they attack any notions of objective accountability. So what would they say? Oh no, we weren't doing that. You're being so extreme. What they're immediately going to do is they're going to play identity politics games to demonize you rather than contend with your argument, contend with what you have to say. Because they can't accept that they're responsible for their ideas. They can't accept that truth judges them. They can't accept that actually the merit of your ideas is what defines your virtue, not allegiance to a group ideology. All of that enrages them, but nothing quite infuriates them to their core, to their demonic core, like being seen as the frauds that they are. And that's what you're able to see here. That's what Ethan is exposing here. And they're going to go after him even harder now that he exposed them for this. Because now everyone can see, wait a second, 100% of HASAN's Discord was celebrating Hamas? That's what I suspected, but that's even worse than what most people suspected. The radical left is dedicated to the opposite of morality. That is a problem that will be confronted, and it's going to be confronted in this next century. Because it's not a lesson that we've been able to learn from history yet. We know when the right goes too far, but we don't know when the left goes too far. You're seeing it. Sadistic, Machiavellian, narcissistic, psychopathic predators celebrating terrorism against innocent women and children while pretending to be the good guys. And it doesn't just stop and end there. It doesn't just start and end there. You saw the same thing when they were demonizing Andrew Tate. You see the same thing when they turn away from the 60 million corpses that communism created. You see that every single time they remove themselves from conversations of facts and just engage in ad hominem attacks and slander. That's who they are. That's who these people are. And that's who Ethan has inevitably aligned himself with, to think about what caused that partnership between the sadistic, psychopathic, low IQ communist HASAN and Ethan Klein. And I can tell you what it is. It's mental degeneracy. It's an aversion to truth. And so those people look for other people that are like them. Who can I find that also is dedicated to the opposite of what's true and the opposite of what's good? And then they find each other. Ethan became a loser. He became fat. He became triggered. He became possessed by the left-wing ideology. And we saw it when he went after Jordan Peterson all those years ago. What was that, 2019, 2020? When he all of a sudden came out against Jordan Peterson, it started there. He was possessed by the radical left-wing ideology, which is a cult of anti-morality, anti-reality, anti-truth. They want to be beyond the scope of judgment, but they're enraged when they're reminded that they're not. They're enraged when reality reminds them that they're not. These people walk around and constantly get reminded that they're wrong. They walk down the street and notice, oh, wait a second, men are taller than women, men are stronger than women. Oh, that enrages them because their ideology insists that men and women are on a blank slate and they're psychologically and physically identical. That's what the feminists say. That's what the Marxist ideology posits, but it's wrong and they get to see that it's wrong. That infuriates them. It creates a positive feedback loop of resentment that drives the left. These sadistic, insane people that are living destroyed lives, a lot of them have anime profile pictures, or they're genuinely just destroyed. They're destroyed people. Whenever you see their comments, it's always psychopathic. It's always insane. These people are absolutely insane. Let's see if there's any of them underneath here. Yeah, well. Okay. Oh, wow. I forgot about this. Yeah, Jordan Peterson said this. I remember this. Yep. Yeah. There you go. See, Ethan used to be a different person. He used to be the type of person that could have a conversation and cared about a modicum of truth. More than a modicum. He used to care. I saw the Jordan Peterson conversation that he had with Ethan, and it seemed like Ethan cared, but he's become a different human, ravaged and depraved by the left. By the way, a lot of the left has been calling out the left for supporting Hamas, but it's in the same vein that I described earlier. It's based in identity politics. They're not calling it out because it's objectively evil, which is what they should be doing. What they're saying is Israel is a victim because it's been attacked, therefore they're the good guys. Israel is the good guys. They are the victims, but they're not the good guys because they're the victims. What determines a person's virtue is the internal merit of their ideas and the quality of their character. Remember that? The content of your character? But the radical left-wing ideology of Marxism wants to be the arbiter of virtue. That's why it's counterfeit virtue. Yep, here it is. If only there were warning signs. America deserved 9/11. This is literally the guy who he built a podcast with. Think about that. He supported terrorists not only once, but twice, bro. Why are we surprised? But this guy's allowed on Twitch. This guy who said America deserved 9/11 and is now supporting Hamas that brutally gunned down families in their beds in Israel is the person that Ethan partnered with. The left calls these people virtuous. Think about that. Think how broken they are. Their brains are literally ravaged and destroyed by their ideology. I hope maybe that's why his eyes are red. Maybe he has been crying. Yeah. This person makes a great point. Hasan's audience supports terrorism. Why is that surprising? HASAN audience supports terrorism. He has a track record of literally supporting terrorism, bro. This is incredible. This is so nuts, dude. How are these people this clueless? But the left is necessarily clueless. This is what happened when he divorced himself from the rational land of interviewing Jordan Peterson and having ideas. It set himself on a collision course with the most degenerate aspects of society. Bro, what if Ethan declined? By the time, think about this. What if Ethan declined by the time of 2022, wasn't an enemy of Andrew Tate, and instead had him on to talk about things, and then Andrew Tate, let's say they didn't agree on a lot, but Andrew Tate inspired him to work out. And now he wouldn't be fat, and his wife would like him more. You know, and he's been having marriage problems. So think about that. There's a cost to everything. There's a cost to all of this. These are the people that the radical left supports right here. And look, it's not. And look, they're inverting morality too. It's not a shocker. This is the same playbook. Evil inverts reality, just like the left. Because look at what they write. They're writing about, oh, Israel's bombing us. This is not our fault because Israel bad, Israel bad. At no point in this, and you can read it. You can pause the video and read it. At no point does Hamas take responsibility or even acknowledge that they gunned people down in their beds and decapitated people, running house to house like savage barbarian animals from the 7th century. This is who the left sides with, guys, and there's a reason for that. Anti-morality inverts truth. A lot of you is going to have to die. A lot of it is dead wood, as Jordan Peterson described. And it's disgusting. Think of, I'm going to end with this because there's so much, I could go on forever, right? But Jordan Peterson had a conversation with you. You know how many people would want to have a conversation with Jordan Peterson? You failed. It's like Aiden Ross getting to spend days with Andrew Tate and then still drinking lean afterwards. It's despicable. It's disgusting. It's like, how could you throw this away? But this is what you did. You need to change, bro. You need to fix yourself. You have to confront yourself. Make your room.